Hi everyone, I just thought I'd drop in just before I finish off this video, so I'm kind of doing it around the other way, but it just made me think when I was uploading it and looking at all the pictures and things that, you know, our art can be inspired anywhere we go. I really encourage you to look down, look around, look up, and just think about where you are and be right in the moment. So it just made me think that, you know, we can get inspiration from our art from anywhere. We can rub leaves, we can take photos, we can just be in nature and write about it. We can come home and get our junk journals out, or our journals or our scrapbooks, and we can just write about it. You know, have a go with paints, buy some cheap paints and just have a go. You know, nobody's here to judge. Don't think you're being judged. Just have a go, because it's a real expression of ourselves to do art, and I'm absolutely loving the journey that I'm on, and I thank you all for tuning in, watching me and commenting and encouraging, because it really, really is inspiring. So anyway, let's see what videos I've got, let's see what pictures I took, and then let's see what art I'm going to do at the end with it all in my little Touches of Life series that I've started. All right, see you there. Bye-bye. I know, you're all going to tell me I filmed the wrong way round, and I realised it too late. But anyway, so the videos that I took on the walk of this beautiful place are around the wrong way, but it's only a few minutes, so don't panic, just bear with me. Look at this beautiful Banksia. Oh, I wanted to take everything home. So we're out taking the grandpuppy for a walk. He's the sweetest little thing. Snowy, that's him. We found this really lovely path to take a walk on. It's just so lovely. And we've walked probably for about, I'm guessing probably an hour already, but it's so beautiful. Like, I'll do a pan around. The water is right behind us, that's called the Collie River. And then there's the path. And you'll see hubby again in a minute with the dog, grandpuppy. Unfortunately, there's a road up here, but you can't really hear it, so it's nice. And yeah, just beautiful. So we're having a bit. Now we're just going to come up to a sign that tells us about the Nyoongar people of Western Australia and how they've been fishing and catching their food here for thousands of years. It's absolutely amazing, and they still come along now and do it as well. I always try to think what I can do with these beautiful leaves. I hate to pick them though, but once they get on the ground they just all die. You can see here, it's just loads and loads of them. This bark, so gnarly, just comes off, breaks off. You can use that in art. Beautiful. Look at it, so straight, goes all the way up, and look at the canopy, so beautiful. Look at these are the flowers about to come out on the gum tree, and that is the flowers. Aren't they beautiful? Can't really get any closer. They're just lovely.
That was funny.
I know.
Jogging? Jogging's for fun. Oh, running's for fun.
So what's funny, you might be able to hear from my voice, is that I just jogged a bit along the path. And the dog stopped and looked at me, and he's like, you what? You're running? And then we both got the giggles and couldn't stop laughing. ducks. You can hear them. Can't see them yet. Oh, this is lovely. Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
So cute. So it's just like this huge nature reserve, and we just didn't even know it was there, right in the middle of suburbia. It's so beautiful. And these ducks kept us entertained for a wee while. They're so funny to watch. They duck under the water and then they come out, flap their wings around and make themselves dry again. Oh, so cute. I know. It's just a park. But it's so, so pretty, and I just love the trees. I always love the gum trees. Oh, they smell beautiful. Oh, so lovely. Say hello.
Hey, yeah.
There's a few bits and pieces that I picked up. So I'm going to dry these ones out and then I can use them on the page. I've actually got my grandkids coming later on. School holidays still. There we are. How are you going with slowing down and taking time to journal? I'm loving it, especially these early mornings. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, so the reeds don't look like they've dried out very much. They look much the same and maybe too thick to go into the journal, to be honest. Something's stuck here. Oh, here we go. That was the other one that I picked. It's left a nice imprint on there as well, look. That's fairly dried out. Oh, here's the other ones. Yeah, they look fairly dried out. I think they're going to be fine. All right, let's do those. Really, really liking these. I'm not sure about the other one. So that's the two of them there, and then the reeds, but the reeds are still, they're really quite thick. I hope you can see how thick they are. I'm sure I'll find some other use for them. I never thought about that, but that bit is quite woody, so it was never going to dry flat like these are. So if I can hold that up a little bit closer for you. All right, let's move this out the way. Let's get my journal. Still loving it. Every time I open it up, I still love it. All right, let's open up the letter, hey? I don't know. Right. Now with this today, I think I'm going to take this out of here. That's the beauty of this journal, seriously. I'm just loving it so much. So I can take it out and do all sorts with it. So I can lay it really flat. Now, I wanted to actually spray with some ink today, but then I'm not sure if the ink will go right through these pages and then end up ruining this bit of art here. So I'm actually going to test it out on a separate piece of paper first. Alright, let me get my inks and stuff ready. Now I've just sorted out some paper, and as you can see, these have got marks all over them. What happened was I dried some flowers and it's left like an imprint on these pieces of paper, but it makes them really interesting. Look at these pages, look. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Okay, experiment 1, and I definitely need a glove. And oh boy, wasn't this a trip. Ink everywhere. Oh boy, yeah. So I just kept trying, but in the end, this ink just was not going to work. Pressed a couple of pieces of paper down, and just, yeah, this is interfacing. This is about the best result that I ended up getting with that coloured ink, but I was really disappointed with how that turned out for sure. Alright, take 2. Let's try a totally different ink. I'm going to try a spray this time. I'm just going to use the same leaf. I was starting to get a little bit fed up, but there, you should never be despondent, because if you just keep trying, it ends up working out. So let's see what happens now. This is interfacing again, used from an old dress pattern. Still got the writing and stuff all over it. And actually, interfacing really takes to ink really well. So you find that out when you do these experiments. And voila! Yes, success! I was finally going in the right direction. And by the way, a shout out to the paper. Look how good the paper's looking underneath all the daggy ink. So that was another bonus. The paper ended up looking pretty cool. Look at that. I'm really happy with that. So basically just carried on. I really wanted to have something that I could use in the journal. So I was pretty happy with the interfacing and how that looks. So then that gave me an idea to use that maybe as a flap in the book, you know, like a fold up page. So yeah, ideas started forming. I played around a little bit with the leaves. They weren't very successful either. So yeah, anyway. Can you see that? I shook up this spray again. I mustn't have had it diluted properly, because that's come out sort of like a pale yellow colour, like a mica spray. Let's do this again. Let's see what's happening here. See if I can get the colour. I took my other glove off. I couldn't work with both gloves. Let's press that down again. So it does come out. It is leaving sort of a mark that's not as dark as the, you know, the total ink here. That's like a real dark colour. But on here is sort of, this is my experiment piece. I'm actually really liking how they're looking. So let's put this on there now. Funny, maybe my experiment piece will end up being the piece that goes in my journal. There we go. Yeah, just... Alright, we're going to move on to doing the page now, I think. Right, now I'm looking for some illustrations to use, and I really like this one, so I've started pulling it out. It's out of a Daphne's Diary, so I really love that. So as you know, with Daphne's Diary, you can't use it in any of the art if you're going to sell it, but I'm not going to sell this, so it's for my own personal use, so that's fine. And then I saw something else. I really like the birds that they've got in here as well. And this is the issue that I've just got, of course, which is like a million years behind everybody else. Let me just see if I can find that other illustration. I think it was just of a tap. So I've got some ideas going around in my head about the illustration for this journaling prompt. And I did just flick through this. Yeah, there. You see that illustration of a tap? So I quite like that too. So I'm going to rip that one out as well. I really like that. So that's two. And then there was another one with a little bird in. And the little bird just looks really sweet. And I'm thinking he would just, there he is. Look, how sweet is he? He would just sit on a branch, look, in my journal. So I'm going to rip that out as well. And then I'll fussy cut them all. And then I'll get my journal back across here. And we'll have a look at all the inking and everything that I've done. So I've got them all piled up here. There we are. So I just fussy cut out the three images that I'm really interested in. In fact, that one was already fussy cut, so I'm probably just going to leave it like that. And then there's the bird, which is really, really sweet. And then there's the tap. Let's get my journal and have a look at the pieces that we've got. There's the leaves and the little bits of tree that I saved. There's the other ones that I was experimenting with. There's this one here that's had the ink all over it, so it's a little bit darker. So I think we can still use that, so that's fine. We've got a piece of paper there. We've got the background that we could use here, which I quite like that actually. I'm loving all the different colours, the fact that it's got a little bit of writing on it. So I'm just going to trim it up a little bit, like that. So I'm quite liking that. There. And the little girl is probably going to be too wide, although I'm not sure if you can see, it is actually on some graph paper at the back there. Can you see that? Anybody that's had a look at this one anyway will see, or will be familiar with the illustration. So I could cut that down either side, which I'm going to do. Let's just give that a go there. So that will kind of fit there. This one here, I'm really liking how that turned out, that one there. So I'm liking how those two are sitting. I also like the bird. And he could certainly sit amongst the trees here. That would be quite nice. I'd still need something at the back here, but let's just get these sort of done. And then my idea was to replace her hair with some of the pretty leaves from the trees that I found, so it would be like this. Then the other idea was to have the tap coming across, and it would have these coming out as water. So that was my other idea, which I really like that as well. But I just like the way that little girl looks. But I'm going to save that because I'm sure I'll find another use for that. Use some of the paper that I did the inking on this morning. And I think that will look really nice in the background. And then I do like this piece as well. And I'm liking these flowers here. So I'm wondering if I could just do it over 2 pages. I think that one's nicer, isn't it? And that will just join up over 2 pages. And I think I've said to you before, this is going to be a non-perfection segment. And it's just going to flow. And it is what it is. Because life goes on, hey? Yep, that's good. All right, now let's see where the little bird sits and where this sits across here. Because we don't really want too much of this showing. So I do have another piece of here. This was really nice, wasn't it? Where the outline of the leaf showed up. I've been coloured and dyed and dipped. All right, and then I've got those flowers, haven't I, that I dyed. They're here. So they will sort of echo this here. So if I pop that there and another one here, I think that might work. So let's just stick our elements on again. I need something up in there as well. But I've got plenty of this paper, look, so I'm just going to see how that's there. I'm going to get another piece of that here and stick it up in that corner here like this. I really love how that turned out. And then this, yeah, look, that looks lovely. That will just sit there like that. So I don't mind that little bit there showing through. So that's good. All right, let's get these stuck down as well. So I'm liking that, and I think I'll have it so that I can flip it up. So that's nice. Maybe we'll get her stuck down next. She can come right to the edge. Or down here, let's have a look. If I pop that there, yeah, I think that does look better. So let's pop that down there. All right, let's try that. I don't know if it's getting a bit dark. I might just have to turn a light on the side here. Let's see. Is that a little bit better? I think it might be. I might get a few shadows. Sorry about that. Thinking just with a bit of glue along there, but I need to get my little bird. What have I done with my little bird? Here he is. So I need my little bird to sit in the branches and have that there, and then another piece coming down here. All right, so let's get that stuck on because that looks like it's in around about the right spot. But I'm really liking how he looks. So we've got a dark bit of branch as well, which might be nicer for him here on this side. So yeah, I do need to get rid of quite a bit of that branch. You can see where his feet are, like that. Alrighty, so he will sit up here. I love him so much. He's so sweet. He is going to sit so that his feet will just tuck in to the branch like that. But his tail will come over. Alright, let's give him a little bit of glue to hold him in place where I want him, about there. And then we can fiddle around with the branch. His feet sitting in, but I want the tail to come over the top. And I don't want that thick part to go past the middle there. Alright, I think I'm going to have to get some matte medium for him to sit on. And then I'm going to cut the branch off so that it just stops there. And that will sit nicely there, but will still come up over the page. So I still haven't got a leaf in here anywhere. I really wanted to add a leaf in there as well. I think I'll cut off the stalky bit so that it sits a little bit flatter. And I think I'll have the leaf coming from underneath that page. And there. And that will stick out like that. So I think that will be good, and I'll get the matte medium out shortly. Right, now let's work on her hair. There we are, it's all dry. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm so happy with how that turned out. Look at her. The hair looks fabulous. I just matte mediumed it so it's all dry. And then the bird with the flip up page. It's very, very cool. Really loving how that turned out. Just pulled a few stamps out, as in postage stamps. And they're really cute because they're all birds of Australia. All right, so I've got those. That's great. And then as it's the third edition of this Touches of My Life series, I was thinking a number 3 over here. And I've also got a little cutout birds side. It's just very plain. I thought that might go here. This is not going to be like that, obviously. I'm going to move it around. And then I've got another stamp, which is just the Australian wildflowers, because I kind of don't like the yellow that's here. I like more that sienna colour, that burnt sienna colour. Sort of goes more with the earthy sort of tones. This is a bit bright and sort of fake looking. So I'm going to try and cover it over a lot. I also have another one of these flowers that have got the sienna colour on them, and that would cover over a few of them there if I sort of put that like that, and then these over the top maybe, and then you're only going to get the little bits of colour there. I've just got these Primrosia ones. Let's try with this muddy colour and see if that will help. Just tone that, yeah, that will tone it down a bit, look at that. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's get those out of the way and get my glue stick and get some of this stuff stuck down. So where do I actually want these and what ones do I actually want? I really like the kookaburras. Really like him there. Magpies. Oh, magpie season is terrible. You know what they do? They swoop you when you're walking along. Very, very naughty. So we might leave the parrot out because I see these ones all the time when I'm out and about. Maybe the green would be nice. So maybe those there. Just up here like this. Just cover a little bit of that. We saw so many birds. And there was this really cool sort of cutout or hole, natural, in a tree. And we just thought, boy, because there's eagles around there, and I bet that was a nest. And we stood back a little bit, and you can actually see there was loads of bits up in the hole, you know, where they'd used it as a nest and stuff. Not sure. Let's pop that one there. So we're really getting rid of quite a bit of that yellow, and we've sort of made it that muddy colour now. It sort of blends in with everything. I'm just going to get my pen And I'm just going to journal under here about the day. Okay, so I've written, it was such a perfect day, great weather for walking. We saw so much, and along the way there were information boards, which there was. And one of them actually told us that the Aboriginals had visited that same area for thousands of years to fish and gather food. Yeah, I really encourage you to try and maybe start even a nature journal or something about what you're doing with your days, you know, as you're going along, because it really can make a difference to your mental health as well. So anyway, this video has probably gone on long enough, but I hope that you enjoy it and that you're getting some inspiration from what I'm doing, where I'm traveling along in my little journey of, doing my little personal touches of my life series. I thank you for joining in and popping along. And I hope that if you do one too, that you'll let me know in the comments and that we can share our experiences. So thanks very much for joining me today. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I hope to see you for the next one, which shouldn't be too far away. Thanks very much. Bye-bye for now.